Today, I'm going to teach you how to crochet this adorable Amigurumi Super Mario mushroom. This pattern is quick and easy and no-sew for after school afternoons or maybe on Saturdays when you have nothing to do. Please keep in mind that this is not a crochet lesson. You should be coming into this pattern already knowing how to make the single crochet, the increase, the decrease, and how to finish off some stitches or change colors. Now let's get into the pattern. So first we're going to grab our base color. I'm crocheting a walnut mushroom, that's why I've got this tan color, and we're making 8 single crochet in the magic ring. You should already know how to make a magic ring, but that's okay if you don't, because down below in the description I have linked some YouTube channels that teach crochet basics. So if you have any questions, definitely go check those out. So here I've got my magic ring and I'm going to do 8 single crochet in the magic ring. It should look like this in the end. Now that my first round is done, I'm going to go into the very first stitch I made. There we go, in there, and I'm going to make 1 single crochet. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my bobby pin or stitch marker on there so I don't get lost. And I'm going to actually turn that first stitch that I made into an increase. So I'm going back into the same stitch and doing another one. So for round 2, make increases all the way around. You should end up with 16 stitches. So 2 single crochets in 1 stitch all the way around. So your circle shouldn't be too big, but significantly bigger. And if you decide to count your stitches, you should have 16. If you have more or less than 16 little V's, then that means you probably did something wrong and you'll have to restart the round. But if you have 16 stitches just like me, then that means you did it right and we can move on to round 3. Here I zoomed in the camera a little bit because it starts to get a little more detailed from now on. And for round 3, we're going to make 1 single crochet, then 1 increase. So there I've started my first single crochet and I'm going to mark it by putting my stitch marker back on. And after that, I'm going to put on 1 increase. So after the first single crochet, 1 increase. So I'm going to do an increase in there, 2 single crochets in 1. And I'm just going to go back and forth, 1 regular stitch and 1 full-blown increase. And by going back and forth like that, it's going to help the circle to stay flat and not wavy. It's the end of round 3 and now your circle should be significantly bigger. To begin round 4, take off your stitch marker and make 1 single crochet into the first stitch. So I'm just going to do that real fast. And now for round 4, put your stitch marker back in. Never forget to do that. You're going to do 2 single crochets, then an increase. So I've done my first single crochet and put the stitch marker on. Then I do a second one. And after that is when we do an increase. So yes, we are still increasing, but now we're staggering between 2 single crochets and 1 increase. Round 4 is over and it should now look like this, kind of hexagon-ish. Don't worry, we're going to get rid of the hexagon later. Now, round 5 is very different than round 4. It's a little confusing, so stay with me here. First, you're going to take off your stitch marker. And then we're going to make 1 single crochet, but a special single crochet. Regularly, to make a single crochet, you go in both V's, both little loops like that. Today, we're going to go in only the top loop. So only go in the top loop. This will turn your crochet upwards. So just make that. And there we go, we've made 1 single crochet and we've left the back loop hanging. And now you're going to mark that stitch with your stitch marker. And for round 5, you're going to make 1 single crochet in every stitch, but only taking the front loops. We've finished round 5 and now it should look like this. Since we only crocheted in the top loops, all our crochet piece flipped up upwards. This is exactly what we want. If you don't have something like this, you might have done it wrong and you might have to redo the round. So it should look sort of like a plate. Beginning round 6, it's very easy. Now put your stitch marker back on, and for the rest of the round, we're going to be doing normal single crochets in every single stitch. You should get 32 single crochets by the end of this round. Now that I've finished, it looks like this, and we're moving on to round 7. Round 7 is exactly the same as round 6. We're going to make 1 single crochet into every single stitch. In fact, we're going to continue like this for round 8 and 9 too. So for the next 3 rounds, make 1 single crochet in every stitch. To start round 10, you're going to make 1 regular single crochet. Round 10 is going to be a little bit different. So you are going to make 31 regular single crochet stitches. I've made 31 stitches of round 10, and as you can see, there is 1 stitch left. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go into the stitch like a regular single crochet, but you're not going to finish it. You're going to pull through but leave 2 loops on your hook. Here's where you're going to make the color change. So get your green yarn and you're going to slip it on. Boom. Color change. Oh, whoops, I think I messed that up there. Let me just get my yarn. No big deal. All right, there we go. And now we finished the round. This next part is crucial for our color change to be nice and pretty, so bear with me here, it's a little confusing. Slip out your stitch marker because it's time to begin round 11, but instead of going into the very first stitch, you're going to skip it. So see that stitch right there? That's the one we're going to skip. We're going to go into this one here. Perfect. But since we skipped that first stitch, that kind of messes us up. So we're going to make up for it by making 1 chain. That chain is going to be our starting stitch. So you slip the stitch marker on there. Now, that part might have been a little confusing, but it is a crucial part for our mushroom, the color change to green. So if you didn't get it, please rewatch that section because this step is unskippable. Now that we're crocheting with green yarn, I've chopped the tan yarn and secured it somewhere in the crochet piece because we don't need it anymore. If you don't know how to secure yarn tails like that, check out the channels I linked below. For the next round, we're going to be crocheting kind of differently here. We're going to be crocheting the next round only in the front loops. So what we're doing is make 3 single crochets in the front loops. After that, make 1 increase, also in the front loop. It's kind of a little confusing, but what you're doing basically is making 3 single crochets and 1 increase, but in the front loops only. This is going to make the little mushroom flip out, kind of, since the increases are widening it. So we're making kind of the little hem of the mushroom. At the end, there should be 1 last single crochet that's left out. You can just single crochet through that one. For the next round, you're going to make 1 single crochet in every stitch. So slide off that bobby pin and make 1 regular single crochet in every single stitch of the green rim. For the next round, we're going to be widening out our little mushroom even more. So take out your stitch marker and make 1 single crochet in the first stitch. Then you're going to make 3 more for a total of 4 single crochet. Then 1 increase. So by doing that, we're going to widen our mushroom out more. There should be 2 single crochets left over in the end after the last increase, so you can just single crochet in both of those. In round 14, we're going to be widening out our mushroom even more. So take out your bobby pin and you're going to make 5 single crochets. After those 5 single crochets, you're going to make an increase. So for this round, it's 5 single crochet, then 1 increase. Round 15 is pretty simple. It's 1 single crochet in every single stitch. So as soon as that final increase round has ended, slip out your bobby pin and make 1 single crochet in every stitch. Now it's time to begin round 16, and this is about as wide as our mushroom is going to get. From here on out, we need to close it up or else we're going to end up with a flower pot, not a mushroom. So take out your stitch marker and make 1 single crochet. Then put your stitch marker on that stitch. And for round 16, you're going to be making 3 single crochets, then 1 decrease. A decrease is a crucial part to amigurumi because it's how you end the piece. So if you don't know how to do a decrease, like I said, channels linked down below, go check them out. Our first round of decreases is over, and now what we're going to do is another round of decreases. So make 1 single crochet and put your stitch marker on it. For round 17, you're going to be making 2 single crochets, then 1 decrease. So after that one you just made, make another one for a total of 2, then make a decrease. This will close up our stuffy even more. Okay, round 17 is over and it's now time to begin round 18. For round 18, you are going to make 1 single crochet, then 1 decrease, and go back and forth between the two. So make 1 single crochet and place your stitch marker on there. Immediately after that, you're going to make a decrease. Then you're going to go 1 single crochet, 1 decrease, all the way around. This is the final round. After this, we're cutting the yarn. Don't worry, our crochet piece isn't done yet. But you're making 1 decrease in every stitch. So make the first decrease, and then there, place your stitch marker. And you're just going to be making decreases all the way around. Okay, we're done. Now, leave a long tail when you chop your yarn, because as you can see, there's still a huge hole in the top, and we're going to fix that with our long tail. So what you're going to do is we're going to use it to sew closed our little hole, and we're going to be using our crochet hook. So stick your crochet hook in the first stitch and pull it through just like that. Then turn your piece around, and you're just going to be going back and forth, gathering all the stitches, and at the end, once you pull, it's going to start to get closed. There we go, we're almost done, and now we're going to pull it closed. Let's just do a few more stitches, and it'll be done. And there we have our adorable mushroom. He's done. Now, he is looking a little lumpy, but don't worry. We're going to hide that with the iconic white spots made of felt. I'm going to use glue to paste them, but if you're comfortable with sewing, then please feel free. Now he needs eyes, and I'm going to be embroidering them. But if you're not comfortable with embroidering, you can feel free to use safety eyes, or you can even make them of felt. Oh my goodness, our mushroom is adorable. Thank you so much for watching this long tutorial, and I hope that it was helpful for you. If your mushroom turned out as adorable as mine did, then consider subscribing for all things Super Mario.